Right. Anyways, we'll move on to Davido, who is also quite successful, in the music game. He's been there for just some days ago, Big Lala. We celebrated Davido's, how many years in music? It was about 13,
Mhm.
14 years in music, 2011, 2025 years, 14 years back when the music video, and we need to see the collaboration. And he said this song was produced by me. It was mixed and mastered by, guess who? The
Who?
current president of Chocolate City,
Mm,
Abuchi Don Buzbuz.
mm.
Yes, Abuchi Peter. You know when you hear Don Buzbuz, baby,
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah,
Oleku,
yeah.
Abuchi was a mix and master engineer before he got into the music admin, business and everything.
Mm.
And right now, Davido is giving flowers to those who deserve it. Shout out to Netosi, shout out to Abuchi, shout out to Davido himself for
Mm-hmm.
producing his first breakout single
Mm.
back in 2011. Ever since then, Davido has been one artist who has gone from strength to strength. Yeah, he's had his ups, he's had his downs, and all of those things. But he's regarded as the king of endorsement in Nigeria. Does any artist have endorsement as much as Davido in this country?
Um, he's a volume guy when it comes to music. A lot of people have said that. Akon said that. A lot of people know that Davido is a volume guy.
What do you mean by volume guy?
He's a volume guy at anything. Some people want to be, I don't want to say premium, but they want to be a bit selective.
He's a capitalist joy.
Hmm. Some people want to be yeah, but if you put it that way, some people want to be a bit selective,
Yeah.
right? In things that okay. I think the best
Big Lala,
I have
Big
to be
Lala,
careful.
don't get there,
You know,
because
yeah.
what you're going to insinuate is Davido no get level. He just dey pack anything, but
No,
that's not the fact. That's not
that,
the case.
that's not the case, Shay.
Exactly.
Well,
But talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
the thing is, I have to be careful with the way I word it because a lot of
Be
people are
careful. Be
they want
careful.
they want to misunderstand you at all costs.
Definitely.
Now, yes, there are people who are a bit selective. It's not like they can't go for the same deal, but they they put themselves at, or they price themselves at certain levels,
Hmm.
right? I'm not saying Davido wouldn't, price himself at that level, um, but because most of these things that Davido gets, I mean, it's good money. It's good money for him. Um, I think his relationship with money is different from the other guys. Um, yeah, he came from money. His own family is money. So some of these things, I mean, I read when he said his first endorsement deal that he got, they spent it in like a week
The hotel and
in the
everything. Yeah,
hotel.
that was part of
You see that
story.
mindset that he has with money. It's not the same mindset that these other guys have with money. If for any other artists who had a really, really struggling time to get their first endorsement, they're not going to blow
Right.
their money,
Right.
right? They're going to treat the money differently. And that's just the difference between people who are rich, how they see money, right? And I mean, and they have other sources and people who, they really, really had to work hard to get to where they are, you know, their relationship with money is different. So if Davido is going to price himself, well, he's going to get paid well, but would other people get paid more than him? Yes, but does he mind? He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind.
Why
And
do you
that
think
that's
other
not the
guys get paid more than him, or other
it's
guys, or he's taking the lower money
so that
than
the
the
other
other
guys,
guys?
that's the point I'm making. Of course, he'll be taking a lower pay more than any other person. Like those people might just, play hardball, trying to, set the bar high.
Hmm.
It's not saying that what Davido is going to get is really, really less or low. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is he doesn't need to price himself high. His relationship with money is different from these other guys, right?
Hmm.
That being said, if the difference is, for example, $100,000 or $200,000, to some people is significant. To him, is insignificant. Do you get?
Right.
But he's
Right.
still getting the bag. He's still getting something really, really, um, big. He's still getting big money, right? And you have to just give him credit. That's just him. His relationship with money is different. So he's a volume guy. So when these things comes, of course, he will do business. He will price himself, reasonable well. not particularly our price and say, oh, I'm bigger than this, give me this, it must be this and this. I mean, what he will do his business and get his thing, but that's why you see so many of these endorsements he's grabbing. Sometimes you even think, does Davido need these endorsements? Does he need some of these things that
From
he's
the detergents
does Davido need
to
a detergent
the
brand?
biscuits or the crackers to
So
the
that's the volume thing. That's the
to,
volume thing I'm talking about.
so Big Lala,
Yeah.
in one word or the sentence, do you think or are you trying to say Davido is more on the side of being affordable than being sought after?
It's always been I won't say it's not the word is not affordable, right?
Okay.
The word is we've always criticized him for being too free,
Accessible,
too
right? Yeah.
accessible.
Yeah.
It's free. It's easily accessible, and that's why some of these things get to him. And sometimes he probably just does this thing maybe for the sake of the person that brought it, right?
Right.
For the
Yeah.
deal,
I
not
I
necessarily.
I I know I know this very well. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not necessarily because he needs it. It's just, oh, you be my guy, right? You
More
bring this,
drum. More
you
drum.
bring this deal.
He's
I
just
don't
that
think
kind
you
of
miss it.
guy. He's just that kind of guy.
It might be that because some of these deals are not. He is not interested. He will just do it. But the people who get him on board as
Mm,
ambassadors for these
mm,
endorsements, they know they get a good deal anyway because he does his bits. Whether you
mm.
till today, I mean, he's just left the other betting company and joined the another betting. Of course, the money will
I
have
was
gone
going to
to
talk about that. And
yeah.
he's now a global ambassador for a betting company
Mm.
alongside Drake. And there's another drinks company. We know the one starts with the M,
Why
and
you know one
you
mention
know,
where my
and that's another global deal right there.
mm,
So I'm 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 beginning to think this is not a case of affordability. It may be more of a case of they see that he aligns more. Now, one thing I know about David, and I think one of the reasons why the endorsements come to David really, really well is because he's a good marketer. If David represents Lala FC, for example, he's going to go to at least one place in a month wearing the jersey of Lala FC. He's intentional about the brands he represents.
I
He's
think that's true.
very, very intentional about it.
Yeah.
If it's putting the drink on in his music video or riding the spiral bike, or he's just about check his tweets.
It's that's true. That point you make about the drink. I'm not a
You
M
know,
kind of
yeah,
person. I
yeah.
don't drink M, right? But he made drinking
You
M
may
cool.
exactly, exactly.
And you see me drinking M. So
Yeah,
other people are drinking
you
M.
get
So
me.
that's influence. And it's not saying any other person because
You
people will
get
come and start
his
saying,
influence is his
yeah.
influence is just the influence he has on the brands he supports is enormous. And he takes them like they are his own. Like he just carries them like this. Like this is my own thing. It takes every company he represents like his own thing. This new, betting company and everything, you start seeing tweets about it.
But that betting company is more of experience. He moved up a level
Yes,
because he
exactly.
already had the experience pushing such a similar
You
brand.
get me. So
They
it was
already have
easier.
metrics. Yeah, you have a metrics of how he performed. Then
Exactly.
it was
Exactly.
easier to pitch that to
Listen,
these
it,
brands and get a
yes,
bigger bag. So yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah,
You understand? If it is selling detergent and talking about it is there, he
mm.
posts about them.
That is the
And
time. I don't know though, but
you
go
know, so I kind of think that he's quite intentional about this whole thing. And that's why
on.
if if I'm a brand manager or a marketing manager for a company, the first name I will think about, and I'm not even talking about affordability now, even if it's much more expensive than
Value
the
for
rest of the
money.
guys,
Value for money.
it is God bless you. It's just the value for the money.
Yeah.
You get value for your money. Now I'm going to take it back to when Whiskey
Mm.
signed a deal with a money transfer company.
Okay.
Right. Trust me, I was privileged. I was privileged at the time to be close to someone who works,
Mm-hmm.
for that company,
Mm.
and you could tell the frustration
Mm.
getting him to shoot the video, flying him to do this thing. getting it to tweet once,
Mm.
even if it's once in a month, bro,
Mm.
you literally would have to go to the vigil and pray to Allah to meet Jesus for Wizkid to post
Mm.
something you've been paid to do.
Mm.
You understand? So what David, shout out to David and shout out to Wiz as well. Everyone has their reasons for doing what they do and all of
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like he has someone in control of, even if he's not the one posting it, there's someone in control of posting those things to make sure that the quota or his commitment to the contract
Mm.
is not breached. There's just that thing. Every brand he represents is just always there and it does his thing. Trust me. I mean, shout out to David on the endorsement thing. Also about the music, Big
Mm.
Lala. The
Mm.
music has been something that people have been talking about and saying it's got global endorsement, but is Davido's music global? Someone was asking me the other day, and I said, what do you mean? That is Davido's music global and everything. Davido's music is definitely global. It is global. You've got a couple of certifications and everything. Unavailable was certified platinum in Canada, so since 2023 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a couple of songs as well doing well. With You is doing right well, even though people are saying, even though you're Malay for that song.
The problem with Davido when it comes to albums is, he goes after hits, and
He's
when
a
he now
hit guy.
he's a hit guy. So when it now comes to now promoting, let's say the lead, or some choosing one song that would serve the actual purpose or that can go far, I think that's where the letdown is for Davido and albums. And because now, what was the lead single of the album? It's Offer Me.
Offer Me.
And that's not even what people are listening to these days. It's not the most
No, it's not.
streamed
No one of the
song.
most performing, no.
Yeah, it's not the most performing songs on the album, but that's the lead single. He has to quickly now move, but he can't really quickly move because Jennifer, what's her name? Monet, Victoria Monet.
Monet, yeah.
She's logged in. She's
She's logged
pushing.
in.
She's pushing hard.
She's pushing, so he can't just move on
Nah,
yet.
you just can't move on, and that's where you now see. I mean, there are so many other songs on that album that could pass as the lead single, but unfortunately, he's chosen that. Same thing happened with Unavailable when there were other jams on that album, on the Timeless album. It was Unavailable that he spent so much time pushing. You get. So that's the problem with him when it comes to this album. Is his music global? Of course it is. But he plays more to Afrobeats. He's not trying to do R&B.
The
He's
home
not.
fans, right?
Yeah, he's not trying to do R&B. He's not trying to be a Burna Boy who can, switch between multiple genres.
Big
Even Burna
Lala,
Boy.
there's a video.
Yeah.
Davido says, or he said rather,
Well, I think I know the
he
video.
does Afro R&B. You said he doesn't do R&B.
No, he didn't say that. He
What
didn't
did
say
he
he
say?
does Afro R&B. He says he was talking about Chris Brown. He said, and all these other guys.
He said
He said
his
I can't
music,
sing. Yeah, he
Big
says I
Lala.
can't sing.
He
What did he
said
say?
his music is Afro R&B.
I not see that video. I don't know. what I heard was,
Yeah,
oh, these guys, I can't sing R&B like Chris Brown and these other guys, but none of them can
right.
sing Afrobeats more than me. I know I heard that one clearly.
So on the Ebro show, on the Ebro show,
Okay.
Davido said, Afro Caribbean R&B, that's what I do. That's my forte. Yes, he said it clearly. Afro Caribbean R&B, that's what I do. That's my forte.
That's not a genre of music.
But
That's a mixture. That's a mixture of different.
So you're saying Davido doesn't do R&B, but he's saying Oga R&B now they do.
Okay,
Afro
let
Caribbean
me let me backtrack. He does have R&B songs, right? I'm not gonna say he doesn't. He does have R&B, but he's more of an Afrobeat guy.
I think
That's
Davido is more of an Afrobeat guy too.
yeah, he's more of an
Yeah.
Afrobeat guy.
And when he says that's the thing, it makes it seem like that is his major pockets. Afro Caribbean R&B. I don't think so. I do not think so at all. Davido is more of a hit guy. Afro Caribbean R&B is not a hit kind of general like that. You understand?
Even the Caribbean is in a tribe, but that's not his main. His main is Afrobeats and Amapiano.
Afrobeat,
That's him.
Amapiano, right.
That's him right there. That's him right there.
Would you say his management are more focused on getting the endorsement than picking the right songs, looking at what is good.
it has to be all encompassing, right? It needs to be. They need to be able to do that, whether it's to get the best deals and also give the best, because it's the music, is what the music does that brings,
Right,
I mean, the endorsements and every other thing. You have to be that star. You have to always be one of the biggest stars, be on,
definitely.
perform at the biggest venues. They must see your value for
Yeah.
them to come as endorsers.
Definitely, definitely. Anyway, shout out to Davido, who is really, really doing well on the home front and also on the international stage. The endorsement deals are coming. The music is going well. Number one on Apple Music, number one on Spotify. Still, after a couple of weeks, and it's it's really, really doing well. Shout out to him. His fans are still bragging. Still got the bragging right. They are still trolling other people as well.